Okay, and welcome once again to Rhyl on a Friday night. The folk club run by social inadequates for social inadequates and other misfits and ne'er-do-wells. But there we go. So we've got a lot of interesting people in the boxes tonight. We've got Mike and Helen back, and I'm tired of being nice to them, so afraid it's back to the taking the piss out of them again. We've got Brian and Sue from the northeast. We've got Terry with his homemade songs, and we've got all sorts. So we've got Ian back. I haven't seen Ian for quite a few weeks. Right, so I will kick off with a proper song, an old Ralph McTell song, Factory Girl. Hurrying across the bridge before the sirens call. This morning she's chasing her shadow all along the factory wall, and through the gate where she will wait in line across the yard to clock her card in time. And under her scarf, her hair set in curls, day begins for the factory girl. For a while the girls try to talk, but their voices soon drowned in the din. Eyes watch their hands do the work, and a new day's rhythm begins. No change today, like yesterday, the same. But dinner soon, then afternoon, then home, and hurrying home in the fading light. Factory girl is going out tonight. Her mama says, don't you be late, you gotta get up again before 8. Yes, she cries, but there's joy in her eyes. She runs down the path to the gate. And out on the rainy streets, hoping that the night will last. No whispering palms on the beach for her, just the swish of the cars going past. She believes no one could feel the same. Touching and whispering in the rain, and the rain takes away her beautiful curls. Night is soon gone, the factory girl, hurrying across the bridge before the sirens call. This morning she's skipping the puddles all along the factory wall. The starling sings, he shakes his wings, she smiles. And at the gate she hesitates a while, and from inside the gate, the sirens roar, and across the yard runs the factory girl.
Yes, John. Woo.
Great song.
Nice one, John. Good work, John.
Lovely.
Nice one.
We're staying in North Wales, going down to the coast for the man who is so bloody tight he wouldn't buy a new computer. He's had his old one fixed.
Oh, well, that's right. Why buy a new one, though?
He's still using those bin bags he bought in 1969.
All right.
How did they fix it? Do they plug it in for you, or?
Anyway, it's working like a new one, so I'm hoping it's going to last all night.
Oh, hell. Yeah.
It's 10 times faster than it was. It's really working well.
We'll be the judge of that.
So which bits did they keep? The keyboard and the screen, and everything else is new inside.
It's just the driver. They put a new driver in and cleaned it up a little bit. They would had a few things on there it didn't need, apparently.
Oh, got all the pulp
down
off
as
it
well.
for you. Yeah, that's it.
Oh, they did.
They washed it with
Very
wine,
pleased
did
with
they?
it. I'm very pleased with it at the moment. That's, I don't know, about a fifth of the price it would have been for a new one. So
They put a screwdriver in.
got it?
They put a screwdriver in. That's what he said. I thought he said, didn't he?
No. Just a driver. Oh, and I've had my second jab today, so
Oh, well done.
I'm pretty healthy now. Hope.
Congratulations.
Till tomorrow. I'll probably feel rough tomorrow. That's what I'm last time. Anyway, this is a Sandy Denny song called Who Knows Where the Time Goes. I haven't sung it for a while. Across the evening sky, all the birds are leaving. How can they all know when it's time for them to go? Before the winter fire, I will still be dreaming. I have no thought of time, for who knows where the time goes? Oh, who knows where the time goes? That deserted shore, your fickle friends are leaving. How can they all know when it's time for them to go? But I will still be here. I have no thoughts of leaving. I have no fear of time. For who knows where the time goes? Oh, who knows where the time goes? I am not alone. Now my love is near me, and it will be so till it's time for me to go. But come the storms in winter, and then the birds in spring again, I do not count the time, for who knows where the time goes? Oh, who knows where the time goes? Across the evening sky, all the birds are leaving. how can they all know when it's time for them to go before the winter fire? I will still be dreaming. I have no thought of time, for who knows where the time goes? Oh, who knows where the time goes? Who knows where the time goes? Oh, who knows where the time goes?
What a voice.
As well, you
Harmful
know,
and Valium. Yeah.
as well, you know, that is my favourite of all the songs you do there, Mike.
Yeah,
Lovely.
It's too blooming high tonight. That was just a notch too high.
Right, back of the net.
Much better, a bit lower than that.
I agree with Gaffer. Just as good as Sandy Denny or better, actually.
Ooh,
Oh, I don't know about that.
blimey. I better not think that again, because it won't get any better.
Right, Rich has got to follow that. So we're off. For those who weren't here last week, Rich is from Chicago. And last week he became probably the first person to be on our club while he was still earning money. He was in the hospital, working, being paid, and listening to and singing with us.
So, I don't know what I played last week, and I also don't remember what I played at Dragon's Breath, so I don't know if I played this, but I'm going to play this. This is one of these, again, improper songs. But I had a conversation once with Tom Waits, and he told me to, among the great things he told me, was write about what you know, which was such good advice that I've never taken it. So this is about my time as a trapeze artist. Tonight I will dangle from this pipe, inspect the cables one more time. It's my life. I'll climb up, perch myself upon this tree, wave through the spotlights, my sequins gleam. As a clown sings the man on the flying trapeze. Hey kid, the circus is in town. Scare your parents, run away. It's your life. Let go. Tuck your head between your knees. Throw your weight and spin ass over tit. Grab a pair of ankles on the next trapeze, and I am light in my short-lived man-made flight over the crowned heads of Europe and the gaping mouths of children. And if I fail and I fall twisted to the earth, will give my regards to Warble and Wilbur Wright. A boy sleeps on my trailer floor, a townie from 2 towns ago. His name is Wild. He's up at daybreak. He mends the costumes before before I wake. Then he stands on one foot as he shaves my face, and he talks tight ropes the balance of the day. When I was young, I walked the wire. I worked with an umbrella and no net, and I was a fool. But there's no telling him this. I know that there's no stopping wild. The bound and determined future equilibrist. All I can tell is, kid, you better know your tools damn well, and there's no trick to living life defying death. The trick comes in earning a living, getting the crowd to hold its breath, as they all hope you fail, as you pretend to risk your life. P.T. Barnum, meet the brothers right. Flying through the air, or do you just dangle by your teeth, swinging in the breeze? Are you waiting for an offer on the next trapeze? And I am lithe in my short-lived man-made flight over the crowned heads of Europe and the gaping mouths of children. And one day I'll fail and I will fall twisted to the earth. Give my regards to Orville and Wilbur Wright.
Thank you very much there, Rich. Thanks. How come we not working today? Part-time or something?
I got off work this morning at about 9 o'clock. I worked the last 48 hours in the hospital, and I'm off today. And I go back tomorrow morning for another 24 hours, and I fly to California and work 24/7 for a week at another hospital.
God.
Yeah.
Could be worse. It could be unemployed. I think that's worse. The unemployment doesn't bother me as the lack of income that bothers me.
You could just...
I'd love not working. That would be great.
Should try this thing called retirement. There's a big check comes in every
Really?
month. Yeah.
Tell me more.
It's
I'm
great.
moving to Wales. I'm going to live in your basement.
It's the
Thanks for
40
the invitation. I'm going to check flights right now.
It's the 40 years before that's a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Right, okay, thanks a lot, Rich. We're going over to Davith.
Yeah, fine. Well, hello. To mark the 23rd of April, which is the birthday and death day of some poet and playwright called William Shakespeare. B is going to read in English a sonnet number 104 by the Bard, and I have found a really beautiful Welsh translation of it, which is entirely in Cynghanedd, which is a very strict measure of alliteration. First of all, I pass you to B.
Thank you. So, Sonnet 104 by the second greatest writer in English language after Geoffrey Chaucer.
Ha ha.
To me, fair friend, you never can be old, for as you were when first your eye I eyed, such seems your beauty still. 3 winters cold have from the forests shook 3 summers' pride. 3 beauteous springs to yellow autumn turned. In process of the seasons have I seen 3 April perfumes in 3 hot Junes burned, since first I saw you fresh, which yet are green. Yet doth beauty, like a dial hand, steal from his figure, and no pace perceived, so your sweet hue, which methinks still doth stand, hath motion, and mine eye may be deceived. For fear of which, hear this, thou age unbred, ere you were born was beauty's summer dead.
There we are in the true language of the gods.
Quite beautiful indeed. And now, in the you're going to get it in the language of the super gods. You see.
The language of Satan.
Well, he is a super god, isn't he? He's an anagram of Santa, for goodness sake. No.
Angel.
Okay.
According to Peter Cook, he's an angel.
An invention of the Catholic Church, but
Oh, dear, yes. Right. Okay, here is a Welsh adaptation in Cynghanedd, as I said, by Professor Peredur Lynch from Bangor University. His name Peredur translates to Parsifal, incidentally. Oh, here we go. Nid wyf yn dyweled di un enid mewn penwyni, yn harddwych lle cerddi, tu hwnt I hennain dwi ti. Ond feddais tro'r tymhorau wedi awr ein serch ni'n dau. Aeth 3 haf yn eiaf oer, a'i hwyrnosau'n barn iasoer. Feddais 3 hydref gan ddwyn trwy gynnwrf ein 3 gwanwyn, a Mehefin I grino i'r der iach Ebrill ar dro. Yn araf o hyd, ni welaf fy nwylid, ddafn rôl dafn, dy harddwch di yn dy we, yn di hoeni. Yn heinios yn ronnynau o dywod rhwng dwylodau. Ai twyll wel llygaid hyn? A dreisiwyd hyd y rhosyn? Chwytha'r rhai sydd yma I ddod, ofer eich dyfod. A bydd cyn eich dod i'r byd, eich hafau yn llwch hefyd. Diolch yn fawr.
Dom. There's only a couple of words John didn't get there, but...
Yeah, I'm not sure that does lose in the translation. In this
I am.
Were those directions to Liverpool on the M62? Or?
We got a couple...
Thank you both, especially B.
John, a couple of delinquents dropped out and come back in.
Wait, what about, I passed the microphone to B, and then I passed it to not to B.
Oh, yeah. That's the question, obviously. Thank you.
Yeah.
Where was T. Gwyn in the line of order list? I know where he is. I've got you, Gwyn, but I'm going to move you just now when John tells me.
It was after Andy.
Was he? Shall we move him after Andy? There he goes. Look at him going, just like that. Oh, he's gone before Andy. Andy's back in place now. And Gaffer. Gaffer
was after John and Carol.
Right. Ooh, we'll have to move him up here then. There he is. Look. He didn't know. He probably doesn't know he's dropped out and come back in. Bless him. He looks comfortable anyway. I'll shut up now.
I found myself board ship. I think I've been shanghaied.
Right, I've lost my thread now. Who's on next? Oh, we're going down to Kent. We haven't seen Ian for a few weeks. Always nice to hear Ian. Always puts you in a nice, relaxed frame.
Oh, thank you, John, Alan. Nice to see you and everybody. See if my harmonica's tuned up tonight. Right. Fine rock pooling coast, there's starfish on the toast. The men in the crabbing boats, they cry. Far across the harbour and round the sandy cove, the shepherd with his pipe and sheep he drove. Big cloud tumbling high, the amazing flying sky. How the gulls are pillaging the town. Across the empty beach, the tide has left this world. Old men in tweed find study there, holding whelks and periwinkles, tingling in his hand. Little does he know they hold him too. Pooling coast, with starfish on the toast. Men the crabbing boat, they cry.
Oh, we've missed you.
Nice. Lovely interpretation of a Donovan song. Lovely. Thank you.
Oh, we've really missed you, Ian.
Put those tablets away, John. You won't need them tonight. You're all right now.
I've missed
But even the blue ones.
I couldn't possibly.
Come on.
You're better off with a stiff drink.
Right, in fact, well, something like that, I think the forecast is for staying fairly warm tonight. So tonight may be the first night of the season when we go outside and sit outside and have our dram. And I think we've got a 12-year-old juror, I think, at the moment. So I think that will be warming my cockles at 11 o'clock. Right, okay, Alan.
Drink it, John.
They're just going to warm his cockles with, that's all.
Yeah. Bit of a waste, really.
What a waste of cockles.
Put it on my cockles, put a match to it. There you go.
I don't want to know anymore. Right, this is one of it's not a proper song, okay. This is my thoughts on the summer. rustle of the leaves, rush of the wind, blue of the sky, green of the hill, mist in the air on those faraway peaks, sound of birds float in the trees. Time to remember when you were still young, those long daylight hours when summer begun. Sit and reflect now of seasons gone by, some with a smile or tear in your eye. Sounds and colours of summer, memories seen and heard. Heat from the sun, you know that summer has begun. Heat from the sun, 'cause summer's begun. But one thing's for certain, those long days return, for deep in midwinter it's summer we earn. Hot warming sun, a cooling breeze, smell of wildflowers means summer to me. Sounds and colours of summer, memories seen and heard. Heat from the sun, you know that summer has begun. Heat from the sun, 'cause summer's begun. Long winter nights are drawing in, summer's the time we're waiting for. Heat from the sun now that winter is done, we smile now 'cause summer has begun. Sounds and colours of summer, memories seen and heard. Heat from the sun, you know the summer has begun. Heat from the sun, 'cause summer's begun. Sounds and colours of summer, memories seen and heard. Heat from the sun, you know the summer has begun. Heat from the sun, 'cause summer's begun. Heat from the sun, 'cause summer's begun.
Lovely.
Oh, very nice.
I've got to say that was pretty nice, Alan.
Thank you very much.
Pretty nice.
About a month early. Spring, it's just spring.
I got sunburn today, so it's
lovely to look forward. Lovely song.
Thank you.
Been okay for a fortnight.
Yeah.
Right, okay, thanks very much, Alan. And we're off to the Warbies.
There you go. Well, a bunch of my travelling friends have appeared in Prestatyn, which appears to have lifted the social standing of that town by a few points. This is a favourite song of mine by Ewan MacColl. I'm a free-born man of the travelling people. Got no fixed abode, with nomads I am numbered. Country lanes and byways were always my ways. I've never fancied being numbered. Well, we knew the woods, all the resting places, and the small birds sang when winter time was over. Then we'd pack our load and be on the road. Those were good old times for the rovers. There was open ground where a man could linger for a week or two, for time was not our master. Then away you jog with your horse and dog, free and easy, no need to go faster. Now and then we'd meet up with other travellers, share the news or else swap family information. At the country fairs we'd be meeting there all the people of the travelling nations. Well, I've known life hard and I've known life easy, and I've cursed this life when winter days were dawning. But I've laughed and sang through the whole night long, seen the summer sunrise in the morning. All you free-born men of the travelling people, every tinker, rolling stone and gypsy rover, winds of change are blowing, your old ways are going, your travelling days will soon be over. I'm a free-born man of the travelling people, got no fixed abode, with nomads I am numbered. Country lanes and byways were always my ways. I've never fancied being numbered.
That was lovely, well done.
Have you got some lousy wood on your fire, John? Or is it your arthritic knuckles?
No, it is lousy wood on the fire giving a quick crackle occasionally.
Oh, that's traditional.
Yeah, it matches, you know, the old wood fire by the caravan. My old Vardo waiting there, you know. Yeah.
One thing we can depend on from you, John, is passion in your singing, and that was full of it. That.
Thank you.
Right, Carol, have you got another your...
It may not be in tune, but it's passionate. Yeah. Right, Carol's coming now. Walk this way.
Walk on. Oh, don't say that.
Ah, walk on. Trot on.
Big trouble.
I'm feeling a little hoarse. Oh, no, I'm not.
Nay, nay, lad.
Oh.
So, this week, we're up to Crystal. That's that one. Crystal is a dragon. From Canada she came. She lived in the Rocky Mountains, guarding her rocks with fire and flame. I don't know what happened there, or how she ended here. But she's gone to join the others now, with a laugh and a cheer. Thank you.
God.
And that's
Sounds
not
like
one.
St. George got that dragon.
Oh. Dragons were harmed in the production of this poem.
Right, it was hardly worth swapping seats for that, was it, Carol?
No, not really.
They
but
are
we did.
short. They are short. They're getting a little bit longer as we're getting further on into the weeks now.
Right, okay, Gaffer.
Righto. I used, when I was younger, and that was a while back, to know the difference between a chorus and a refrain, and I used to believe this song's got both. Now I think it might have 3 refrains and no chorus. I'm not sure. So it's either a chorus song or a refrain song or possibly both. It's a very, very old song. It's the second oldest folk song in the whole world, and it's called When I Was Young. And the only one that's any older is When John Shepherd Was Young. And that one's so old it'd have crumbled and can't sing it. It's a very moral tale, and it does mention Camborne Hill, and in fact it mentions Camborne Hill twice. There you go. When I was young and not so old, I did believe all I was told. They told me that the world was flat. Camborne Hill put paid to that. Camborne Hill put paid to that. And I know better now. When I was young and not so old, I did believe all I was told. They told me of the fires of hell. Church was chilly, I chose well. Church was chilly, I chose well. And I know better now. When I was young and not so old, I did believe all I was told. They told me of the wage of sin, but the perks are good and it's interesting. The perks are good and it's interesting, and I know better now. When I was young and not so old, I did believe all I was told. They told me kissing wasn't done. I found out 'twere, and it's damn good fun. Oh yes it is, and it's damn good fun, and I know better now. When I was young and not so old, I did believe all I was told. Drink is deadly, they did say, but thirst'll kill in a matter of days. Yes, thirst'll kill in a matter of days, and I know better now. When I was young and not so old, I did believe all I was told. Smoking kills, the experts cried. It cures kippers, I replied. It cures the kippers, I replied. And I know better now. When I was young and not so old, I did believe all I was told. They said 'twas time I took a wife, so I took all theirs, and I run for me life, one by one, and I run for me life. And they know better now.
Oh, the big finish! The big finish! Oh, ho, ho.
Gaffer.
Fabulous,
That
Gaffer.
wasn't finished. That was English. That wasn't English.
I love the line about the kippers.
I took a while. I took all of theirs. Yeah. There are parts of Gaffer's range I've never heard exposed before in that song. That big
Usually
finish.
he wears a long coat, though.
That big finish was a revelation.
Very impressive finish there.
Oh,
very
yes. Yes.
Linda's got to follow that.
I'll try my best. I'm going to do The Days of Pearly Spencer by David McWilliams. A tenement, a dirty street, walked and worn by shoeless feet in silence, long and so complete, watched by a shivering sun. Old eyes in a small child's face, watching as the shadows race through walls and cracks that leave no trace, and daylight's brightness shone. Ooh, the days of Pearly Spencer. Oh, the race is almost run. Nose pressed hard on frosted glass, gazing at the swollen mass on concrete fields where grows no grass, stumbles blindly on. Iron trees smother the air, but withering they stand and stare through eyes that neither know nor care where the grass has gone. Ooh, the days of Pearly Spencer. Ah, the race is almost run. Pearly, where's your milk-white skin? What's that stubble on your chin? It's buried in the rot cushion. You've played and lost, not won. You played a house that can't be beat now. Look, your head's bowed in defeat. You walk too far along the street where only rats can run. Ooh, the days of Pearly Spencer. Oh, the race is almost run. Ooh, the days of Pearly Spencer. Oh, the race is almost run.
Yay!
Nice.
Delightful, Linda. Delightful. Never ever heard that in a folk club before, and lovely, absolutely lovely.
Just one technical point. In a folk idiom, shouldn't it be Pearly Spencer?
On the Isle of Wight it would be.
Pearly. That's
Oh.
right. That's right.
And of course, you missed the effect that he always had on that particular record.
I didn't have the filter.
I actually read about how they did that recording with that effect on his vocal during the Days of Pearly Spencer line. They recorded it from a phone box.
Right.
He rang up the studio from outside on a telephone box and sang it into the studio that way to get that effect.
A good old carbon granule microphone, that's what you need.
Oh,
Now, a technical point, I did notice on your G minor chords, Linda, that you are blessed with long fingers. As somebody who has very short index finger, that's the correct way it should be, of course. It's not a Celtic thing. Bar chords or barré chords come difficult to me because my finger won't quite reach all the way across. You had about half a bloody inch to spare. A bit
I had
jealous.
to limber up. I limbered them up a lot.
Perhaps I need a thinner neck on my guitar.
I always use my thumb on the sixth string.
Ah, you see, all these technical things coming out now. You could have solved.
I'm another wrap the thumb round.
Round it.
It's just lazy, really.
Yeah.
It works. Don't knock it.
Yeah.
Talking about sort of folk music and the rest, I was very saddened this week to learn that I think it was about 38% of all music streamed in the UK was rap. I mean, that's not music.
Nothing wrong with a bit of rap.
Well, hang on now. Didn't Dylan do one of the first raps with "It's All Right, Ma"? It's life and life only.
It's not talking blues.
Johnny's in the basement mixing up the medicine. I'm on the pavement thinking about the government. Well, what's that but rap?
There you go again. Yeah.
I'm staying out of this.
It's no coincidence it rhymes with crap.
Oh.
Well.
Woody Guthrie was doing talking blues years before that.
Yeah.
Right,
I had a friend. I had a friend who at a party we were talking, and he said something to somebody who said something. I hate rap music, and another person responded, rap music hates you too.
Right, Storm, it's you.
That's a rap on the knuckles.
Staying in the USA tonight.
Give us some rap, Storm.
So April is Autism Awareness Month, and as many of you know, I have a very involved nonverbal autistic daughter, and I myself deal with Asperger's. So I'm going to do a quick poem about that, and then a quick song. Aspergian, and Aspergian is the name for somebody with Asperger's that older folks use. Younger folks use the term Aspie, but I don't like that term. So Aspergian. I am an outcropping in this current of conversation. Words rush around me, gurgling with connection, information, pathways of presence. Still I remain solid, silent, unable to transform into fluid, to join the flow that surges onward. Sometimes the wetness of a hello or a pertinent question sloshes across me, and I moisten a little, causing tiny granules to journey onward, leaving behind a bit more smoothness, bringing slightly closer to view trilobites, gold, and years of hidden history. I truly desire to have, be discovered by you. Well, I look in the shadows, the places the decent won't go. Yes, I look in the shadows. There's beauty there waiting to show. For in every hospital and morgue, or on the wrong side of town, there's a poet, a junkie, a juggler, a priest that society has beaten down. Well, I look in the shadows, the places the decent won't go. Yes, I look in the shadows. There's beauty there waiting to show. For in every prison yard and bar, on many a park bench and step, there's an artist, an actor, a banker, a kid that society'd rather forget. Yes, I look in the shadows, the places the decent won't go. Yes, you know, I look in the shadows. There's beauty there waiting to show. Yes, you know, I look in the shadows. The places the decent won't go. Yes, you know, I look in the shadows. There's beauty there waiting to show. Yes, you know, I look in the shadows. There's beauty there waiting to show. Thank you very much. And I'd like to ask you for some prayers. I found out just a little while ago that the operation that we've been waiting for over 10 months, well, longer than that, over 12 months now, I guess, for my daughter to have on her vagus nerve stimulator to replace a battery is being postponed again.
Oh, dear.
And she has a rare condition where she gets boils, and as long as she's having any boils, she can't have the operation. So,
Ooh.
and I've been dealing with my first jab of Moderna, and having a somewhat rougher time than many. So, thank you very much.
Thank you, Storm. I was going to say on a brighter note, for Storm's benefit and one or two others, that the hairdressers and barbers are now open again, by the way. After the lockdown, we're actually coming out of lockdown and the barber shops are open.
Alan, I'm out of the habit.
Don't bother. Do me.
Alan, I find that as interesting as watching Boris Johnson. So, you know, carry on, my friend.
It's only, we're here to inform.
I could say bollocks, but I won't.
Of course you could.
Someone's asking.
Bollocks in Wales, is it?
Yeah.
Someone's asking in the chat. So the name of the poem was Aspergian. The name of the song is In the Shadows, and I wrote both of them.
Oh, thank you.
Wow.
Yeah. And I have another engagement, so I will see you soon again.
Oh, good man, good man.
Storm.
Thanks a lot, Storm, and all the best with your daughter's treatment there.
Take care.
Moving up to the northeast, we have got Brian and Sue, who disappointed me earlier tonight when they said they don't do Sally Wheatley. Everyone from the northeast should sing Sally Wheatley.
Well, they'll do it next week. They've got a whole week to learn it. Yeah.
John, you do it anyway, so, you know.
No, I don't.
Yeah, really do it.
I do Blade and Racers, but I don't do Sally Wheatley.
Aw. Sorry to disappoint.
No.
Life's one long disappointment.
Oh.
Well, this is a song that may be familiar because Alan actually sings it. It's a Dougie MacLean song called The Scythe Song, and we're seeing his version,
great song.
Lovely version on YouTube with an added verse, which is really
clever.
good, very clever.
Yes.
For those who don't know the song, when Dougie was a young boy, his father used to work on farmland and gardens, and Dougie often used to see his dad working the scythe. And he said, you know, can I have a go at that? Sort of looks quite straightforward. And he said, no, this is very dangerous. You need to hold it right. You need to swing it right. You need to get the correct height and everything. You're not going to learn this very quickly. So that's how the song starts off. At the end of the song, Dougie's now grown up, and he's got a young daughter called Julie who sort of saying the same thing to him about playing the guitar. Can I have a go at that? That looks quite easy. I'll have a go. And he says, no, it'll take your time. So anyhow, this is Scythe Song. I still remember when I first watched him work the blade. was down in the dirty den. My questions tumbled and he said, but this is not a thing to learn inside a day. Stand closely by me and I'll try to show the way. You got to hold it right. Feel the distance to the ground. Move with the touch so light, until it's a rhythm you have found. Then you'll know what I know. Wilder the ways we run, when at last untethered out we fly, straight into the burning sun. Need no direction, no, not I. But this is not a thing to learn inside a day. Stand closely by me and I'll try to show the way. You've got to hold it right. Feel the distance to the ground. Move with a touch so light, until it's a rhythm you have found. Then you'll know what I know. So little dancing girl, you want to learn to play a tune, one that your heart can feel, and let you shine under the moon. But this is not a thing to learn inside a day. Stand closely by me and I'll try to show the way. You've got to hold it right. Feel the distance to the sound. Move with a touch so light, until it's a rhythm you have found. Then you'll know what I know. Then you'll know what I know.
Okay,
Smash it
Sally
up.
Wheatley.
Yeah.
Not Sally Wheatley, but I suppose it was quite pleasant in its own way.
The proper
Yeah.
song.
Well, you know what
I
that
used
means,
to-
John, don't you?
We've had passionate and we just had sensitive, I think, there. That was lovely. Lovely.
I remember using a scythe when I was a student in the holidays. I worked for Burnley Parks and Cemeteries, and a couple of the old blokes were cutting some long grass, and they said, "Oh, come on, give us a go." Blisters! I have never known blisters like I got from using that scythe. And
I actually
lost-
won a scything prize way back when I was about 19, 20 at Rhyl Horticultural College in Cheshire, where I was doing my training as a landscape gardener. And they gave me a scythe and taught me how to use it. And I got my grass like that, which was quite amazing. But there we are. That was just something to...
And that was what, 5 or 6 years ago, John? That was.
It was, yes, Alan. Well, actually, it was 50 years. My God, I'm going to shut up now.
It's a killer, isn't it? That 50 years plus, yeah.
How did
Somebody
you
said-
progress, John, from being horticultural college to being a psychiatric nurse?
Yes, indeed. I worked for a local authority as a landscape gardener for about 15 years. When Thatcher decided, oh, we've had enough of this, we're going to privatise everything and shut all the local authority system down and brought in contractors. I thought, well, I don't know what I'm going to do now. So I went to the job centre the following day after I'd been made redundant, and there were cards up saying trainee psychiatric nurses. So I went and I said, yeah, I'll have a go at that. And 6 months later, I was in Chester College doing my psychiatric training. 3 years later, I qualified and did another 18 years as a psychiatric nurse.
Wow.
So there you are.
There you go.
And you can use the scythe in both of them. So
Yeah, that's right. It keeps those that are a bit funny quiet, you know.
Yeah.
I know a few I'd have liked to have taken mine too.
Especially if you put a hooded cloak on and put a scythe over your shoulder as you walk into the ward. They do shut up quickly.
They don't like it a bubble.
Right. Am I going to give Terry a spot tonight? I don't know.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, go on. Let's give
Come
him
along.
one. See how he gets on.
Thank you. Right, yes, I'm not doing one of my homemade songs. This is someone else's. Back in the day, we used to go to Les Cousins in Greek Street in Soho for the all-night folk sessions there on a Saturday night. And around about 3 a.m. was when quite a lot of the singers who'd had gigs out of town would drop by on their way home and do a couple of songs. And you saw lots of good people then. And one of them was an American called Jackson C. Frank, who you don't hear so much of, but he wrote some good songs, and he would quite often turn up down in this little cellar and sing his songs.
May I just ask you one question, Terry?
Please
do. You know Keith Christmas?
I know Keith, not personally, but I've done some gigs with him over the years.
Right.
Our paths have crossed, yes.
Yeah. Fabulous guy, wonderful guitarist.
Lovely.
And may I ask you a technical question? Was it Les Cousins or Les Cousins?
Les Cousins.
Well, it was Les Cousins, wasn't it? But everyone called it Cousins, you know. It was the place to go.
Yeah.
I always thought it was better than the Troubadour somehow. It just had its own very laid-back style, which meant you could sit there sometimes between 2 and 3 waiting for something to happen, but sometimes it wouldn't. And then Al Stewart would wander in and say, has anyone got a guitar? Or John Martin, Davy Graham, Bert Yench.
Was that near Bungees?
Bungees, yeah, that was also in the same kind of area. There was Bungees, 100 Club, Troubadour, and Cousins. They were the kind of main ones, I think.
The first place I played in England was Bungees.
Yeah, it was good. Well, Al Stewart did the residency there, I remember, many years
May
ago.
I recommend Crazy Dancing Days, which came out about 3 years ago? Keith Christmas's album before his last one, which is called Life. Wonderful. worth, especially if you've got memories of Les Cousins.
Yeah.
Is the first track, which is called Crazy Dancing Days, references that quite nicely.
I should look it up.
Please do.
I should look it up. Well, this is a...
Did I ever tell you about the time Elvis walked into the Rose and Crown at Burnley?
Yes. He was always dropping by there, wasn't he?
Still does.
Jackson C. Frank song. Probably his best known song. We'll catch a boat to England, baby, maybe to Spain. Wherever I have gone, wherever I've been and gone, wherever I have gone, the blues are all the same. Send out for whiskey, baby, send out for gin. Me and room service, baby, me and room service, child, me and room service, but we're living a life of sin. When I'm not drinking, baby, you're on my mind. When I'm not sleeping, honey, when I'm not sleeping, girl, when I'm not sleeping, well, you know, you find me crying. Try another city, try another town. Wherever I have gone, wherever I've been and gone, wherever I have gone, the blues, they follow you down. Living is a gamble, baby, loving's much the same. Wherever I have played, wherever I've rolled those dice, wherever I have played the blues, I run the game. Maybe tomorrow, somewhere down the line, I'll wake up older, babe, so much older, baby, so much older that I'll stop all my crying. Catch a boat to England, baby, maybe to Spain. Wherever I have gone, wherever I've been and gone, wherever I have gone, the blues, they're all the same.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Song that.
Fabulous, fabulous, fabulous.
Paul Simon recorded it for him, I think.
Wow.
For yours.
Right.
All the
thank
way.
you.
Sorry.
Thank you very much, Terry. Thank you.
Yeah.
And before we go into Mike and Helen, they weren't here last week. We understand that Caviar was on 2 for 1 in Waitrose, so we came off second best.
That's absolutely right. We had to stock up. Nice to be back.
I'm a bit worried that you were offended because I'd sort of started being nice to you. I mean, for me, nice is a relative term. I mean, if a unicorn stuck its fairy wand up my arse while Julie Garland sang Somewhere Over the Rainbow, I couldn't be nice. Okay. Right, so what have you got for us then?
We were a bit worried about that, yeah. Well, what we've got is a long married couple who are having probably an alcohol-induced debate amongst themselves about the meaning of life. They're doing this in a sleazy pub somewhere in Rhyl.
How dare you? We have no sleazy pubs.
Dim lights, thick smoke, and loud, loud music. It's the only kind of life you'll ever understand. Dim lights, thick smoke, and loud, loud music. You'll never make a wife to a home-loving man. Lights, thick smoke, and loud, loud music. It's the only kind of love you'll ever understand. Dim lights, thick smoke, and loud, loud music. You'll never make a wife to a home-loving man. I foolishly thought when I made you my wife that we'd be so happy for the rest of our lives. But I soon found out life ain't what it seems. You couldn't let go of your honky-tonk dreams. Dim lights, thick smoke, and loud, loud music. The only kind of love you'll ever understand. Dim lights, thick smoke, and loud, loud music. You'll never make a wife to a home-loving man. A drink and a dancing to a honky-tonk band is the only kind of love you'll ever understand. Go on and have your fun. You think you played it smart. I'm sorry for you and your honky-tonk heart. Dim lights, thick smoke, and loud, loud music is the only kind of life you'll ever understand. Dim lights, thick smoke, and loud, loud music. You'll never make a wife to a home-loving man. Dim lights, thick smoke, and loud, loud music is the only kind of life you'll ever understand. Dim lights, thick smoke, and loud, loud music. You'll never make a wife to a home-loving man.
Woohoo! Dim lights, thick
Thank
smoke,
you.
and loud, loud music.
Are you going for the Guinness World Record in key changes in a song?
Fine, yeah. I know how you like key changes.
Yeah, you always get a big ooh at Rhyl if you do a key change.
I bet you couldn't keep up there.
Right, well, thank you, you pair. And we're going to... so isn't the Monty Don's here again. You got hay fever for something, Dave?
No, I'm just enjoying the beauties of spring. Just perks me up a bit. Right, some rock and roll tonight. As last week was the anniversary of a tragic car crash on the A4 in 1960 that took the life of Eddie Cochran. So this is fitting. Well, come on, everybody, let's get together tonight. Got some money in my jeans and I'm really gonna spend it alright. I've been doing my homework all the week long. Now the house is empty and my folks are gone. Woo! Come on, everybody. Well, my baby's number one, but I'm gonna dance for 3 or 4. And the house will be a-shaking from the bare feet slapping on the floor. When you hear the music, you just can't sit still. If your brother won't rock, then your sister will. Woo! Come on, everybody. Well, we really have a party, but we gotta put a guard outside. If my folks come home, I'm afraid they're gonna have my hide. There'd be no more movies for a week or two. No more running round with the usual crew. Who cares? Come on, everybody. Come on, everybody.
Yay! Oh yeah.
Well, we've got the lot tonight, haven't we? I've got to say, Dave, you do a big variety in material. Thanks a lot, Dave. And we're going to Andy. Those of you who weren't here last week missed an absolute gem. Andy did a song about Mrs. What was she called? Johnson. And he enlisted the help of Edna, who is world champion at shouting "bugger off." And if you missed it, you missed an absolute gem. It's still on YouTube. You can catch it at about, I think it was about hour and a half, something like that. You don't have to watch the whole bloody thing. Hour and 21. Yeah. Right, go. If you've got nothing to do, go and watch that. You will wet yourself. Absolute brilliant last week, Andy.
Edna's timing knocked us all for 6, didn't it? Spot on.
Zoom's got a lot better that way. The latency, as they call it, the delay, is a lot shorter than it used to be. So you can actually get away with doing things together almost. It's really good. Yeah. Oh,
it might be the Proclaimers for us next week then. Yeah, we'll give the Proclaimers a go, perhaps. Yeah.
No, John, you misunderstand. You two are on the same bloody microphone. It doesn't matter. You could do it tonight if you want. Oh, we'd love that, wouldn't we? Wouldn't we love that? The Proclaimers, John and Leslie. Hey.
No, we wouldn't.
She's in mourning tonight. She's dressed all in black here, with Les McEwen having popped his clogs.
Yeah. Poor lad.
I mean, she was there as a teenager with the sort of half-mast tartan pants.
I'm always
Okay.
upset when somebody younger than me pops the clogs. That's always a worry.
Right, Andy.
We all think of that, Al. We all
Yeah.
think.
Okay, just while I remember then on that subject, there is a line for you in this one, Edna. We're going to name towards the end of this song, and it's a very long song, so somebody keep her awake. There is the naming of a pub. You have to work out what the name is and sing it in time with the gap when I leave it.
Go on, this is
Line
Edna we're
goes-
dealing with here.
Sorry, yeah.
This is Edna we're dealing with here. You're asking a lot, boy.
Yeah. When I sing, he opened a pub and he called it. You have to sing the next line, what the pub was called, okay?
I don't know what it is.
Plenty of clues leading up to it. I'm sure you can do it, Edna, if you're awake. All right. It's called St. George and the Dragon. This song is true. Every word of it is true, including the last line, which effectively says the whole of the rest of it is lies. So work that one out for yourselves. But basically, I know some of you are Welsh and I'm not too sure about what your views are on St. George and killing dragons and all that. But
Well, I think the Warburtons might have a word or two to say about.
He's a bastard. That's what he is.
But that's my uncle you're talking about.
I don't care if he was your father. He's a bastard.
Are you Turkish as well?
The song's long enough anyway, so I'll get on with it, alright. It's called St. George and the Dragon, of course. Some folks will boast about their family trees, and there's some trees they ought to lop. But our family tree, believe me, goes so far back you can see monkeys sitting on top. To give you some idea of our family tree, and don't think I'm boasting or bragging, my great uncle George was the St. George what slaughtered the dragon. He were a blacksmith, not one of the sort who shoes horses and sings anvil choruses. He used to shoe dinosaurs and big woolly elephants and thumping great brontosauruses. Well, one day while he shot a brontosauruses, a fella ran into the forge. He was shivering with fright and his face pale and white, and when he got his breath back, he said, "George, I've just seen a dragon, a whopping great dragon." And Uncle said, "Seen what, a dragon? Now best see a doctor, you've got him, old lad. I thought you were on water wagon." But the fellow said, "Nay, 'twere a big fiery dragon, 'twere belching out fire as it run." And Uncle George said, "I could do with the dragon, we coal now at £2 a ton." And the fellow said, but what's more, I've just heard that old Baron up at Castle says him as kills dragon can marry his daughter. She's lovely and she's worth a parcel. Then fellow goes off and old Uncle George thinks of the brass and the bride in old satin. So he brings out his pup and a pair of his ferrets and says to 'em, "We're going ratting." The ferrets, they cocked up their noses with joy, and the old bull pup's tail kept her wagging. Then Uncle George shoves them aside, grab it all, and says to him, "Go on, fetch dragon." Then suddenly he smells a sulphury smell. Then he sees a gigantic great lizard, with smoke coming out of its eyes and its ear holes, and flames coming out of its gizzard. And was George afraid? Yes, he was, and he run and he hid there in one of the ditches, while the dragon, the pig, ate his ferrets and pup. Aye, best of his prize-winning she-dogs. Then George said, "Gadzooks, I'll split thee to wizen." By gum, but he were in a fury, and he runs to a junk shop and buys him a spear, and pinches a dray horse from brewery. Then he sallies forth with a tea tray on his chest, on his head he'd a big copper kettle with a couple of flat irons to throw at the dragon. Oh, George were a real man of metal. At last he meets dragon at side of the pump. Dragon sees him and breathes fire and slaughter, but Georgie were ready, and in dragon's mouth he just throws a big bucket of water. The dragon's breath sizzled, he'd put out the fire. Our family are all clever fellows. Then so as to dragon can't blow up more fire. With his big spear he punctures his bellows. Then finding he'd killed it, he got out his knife. He had gumption besides other merits, and he cuts open dragon, and under his vest, safe and sound are the pup and the ferrets. Hooray! That night the old baron gave uncle his bride. When he saw her he fainted with horror. She'd a face like a kite, worse than that the old baron said, George, you'll be St. George tomorrow. Course as St. George weren't drinking nor smoking, they barred him from horse racing as well. And poor old St. George, when he looked at his bride, used to wish that old dragon to blazes. Are you ready, Edna? And he got up, got so fed up with his being a saint, and the princess he'd won always nagging, that he booked off one day and he opened a pub, and he called it the
George and the Dragon.
Hey! Well done. And he did a fine trade, for years and for years. People all came from near and from far there, just to see Uncle George and the dragon he'd had stuffed and hung over the bar there. 'Twere 1,000 feet long and 300 feet wide, but one day while a big crowd observed it, it fell off the nail and squashed my Uncle George, and the blinking old liar deserved it.
Yay!
Got it right.
Fabulous.
Well, there's a miracle, Edna got it right.
Oh no! It wasn't the cryptic version, was it, Edna? No, you were on the ball. I could see she was concentrating.
Where do you join us from, Andy? Are you in Yorkshire?
I'm in Stafford in the Midlands. I've been for 50 years now, but I like to keep my Yorkshire going, even though it verges on Lancashire too often, you know.
I was in Stafford 50 years ago at the Polytechnic, as it was then.
Who's that? Who's speaking now? Where are you?
David's talking. They're still talking about you there, David, apparently.
Oh, well.
I came to Stafford in 1969 and went to what then was called just Staffordshire College. Oh, it was a Scott, that's right. Staffordshire College of Technology.
Yeah, that's right, and it changed its name to the Polytechnic.
Then it became to a Polytechnic. It was one of the first Polytechnics, North Staff's Polytechnic.
Hello.
Yeah.
It became part of Staffordshire University after that, yeah.
Well, I might have come across you there then.
Well, hell's bell.
It was the one lying in the gutter, pissed.
Well, unless I was.
You were, David.
David? No, never.
Right, come on, I'm bored.
You again, David.
I'm going to put Gwyn's video on there.
We can do that. Yes, I'll mute myself and I'll pop the thing on, and we'll hopefully enjoy. He's in a very playful mood this week, T. Gwyn, on this video. So here it comes. Any moment now. Who would know? Who would think? Here we are. All this technology. Have I muted myself? Don't know.
Spring has truly sprung. It's absolutely wonderful. It makes you so glad to be functioning and alive. three pieces this week, three very short pieces from a collection made by T.H. Parry Williams. Now, just to mention of T.H. Parry Williams, he is one of the pivotal figures. He did the double crown and chair in the 1912 Eisteddfod in Wrexham, a very rare feat. There is hardly any area of Welsh functioning that hasn't been influenced by T.H. Parry Williams. An academic, a poet, a scholar, an all-round top bloke. And one of the great things he did was collect Welsh folk poetry. Now, we're familiar with this in the folk process of people going around collecting songs from various places and adding tunes to lyrics and lyrics to tunes. Well, T.H. Parry Williams published a book in 1940 called Hen Penillion, Old Verses. And these are collections of folk sayings and poetry. And they're fantastic stuff. And here's three of them. The numbers I refer to are the numbers from the collection. 357. O mor gynnes mynwes meinwen. O mor fwyn yw llwyn millionen. O mor felys yw'r cusanu gyda serch a mwynion eiriau. Gwen ei brest a gwen ei bronau. Gwen bob man a choch ei gryddiau. Gleision lygaid, teg ymadrodd, glendid hon yn llwyr am lladdol. That's lovely. And here we have 313. Blin yw caru yma ag acw. Blin bod heb y blinder hwnnw. Ond o'r blinderau, blinaf blinder, cyr a nifir, caru nofer. And 324. Haws yw codi'r môr a llwy, a'i roi oll mewn plisgyn wy. Nag yw troi fy meddwl I anwylid fach oddi wrth y tŷ. Haws yw malu'r graig yn llwch, a'i rhoi oll mewn ceiad blwch. Nag yw troi fy meddwl innau anwylid fwyn oddi wrth y tithau. It is absolutely fantastic. There are people who used to communicate through writing such verses. I had a friend in Ysbyty Ifan who would write to you in this kind of way. It's a fabulous tradition. And these were collected, as I say, by T.H. Parry Williams. Thank you.
Oh, wow.
Normal.
Splendid.
Yeah, the first one could almost have been Betjeman. It was a little bit, lots of maiden's breasts and clover bushes.
What's wrong with maiden's breasts, I ask myself. Ow, sorry, Carol.
There's not enough of them.
Well, you know, T. Gwerin and Betjeman, they, you know, he reads quite a lot of Betjeman, doesn't he?
I'll do some next week. I'll skip Welsh next week, and we'll go to the English. The hissing of geese, and we will do some Betjeman next week. Yeah.
Lovely stuff. Look forward to that.
Oh, lovely.
The tennis player. I can't remember her name. That's my favourite.
Joan Hunter Dunn.
Oh yes, please. Yeah.
Burnished and burnished by Aldershot sun.
Oh. Arglwydd.
Myfanwy might be a good one to do. We haven't
Oh,
done it
yes.
for a long time. Yeah.
Lucky bicycle. Yeah.
I was also tempted to revive the colonial mishaps in Kathmandu. We'll dig that one.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, that gets Leslie's vote, she says.
Yeah, yeah.
Glad can, never hwnna.
Ryan, rescue us.
Okay, Linda and I were intending to sing this song from inside telephone kiosks, but neither of us could find one. So we tried to get inside our mobile phones to sing, but found we were too big to get inside. So in the end, I went inside a jewellery shop so I could bounce my voice off the rings. Anyway, this is an Alan Jackson song, adapted as a duet by the Wrights, and is called True Love is a Golden Ring. And Linda's going to start it off.
a golden ring.
Like the vows we made, it's a precious thing.
Sent from above on silver wings.
True love is a golden ring.
Down a winding road with many turns, through fire and smoke and bridges burned. Well, I've helped my share of strangers' hands, now holding yours, well, I understand.
True love is a golden ring.
Like the vows we made, it's a precious thing.
Sent from above on silver wings.
True love is a golden ring.
Love is so much more than one night stand, like the endless turn of a wedding band. Looking in your eyes, I found the truth. After all this time, I found you.
True love is a golden ring.
Like the vows we made, it's a precious thing.
Sent from above on silver wings.
True love is a golden ring.
Down a winding road with many turns.
Through fire and smoke and bridges burned.
Well, I've helped my share of strangers' hands.
Now holding yours, well, I understand.
True love is a golden ring.
Like the vows we made, it's a precious thing.
Sent from above on silver wings.
True love is a golden ring.
Love is so much more than a one-night stand.
Like the endless turn of a wedding band.
Looking in your eyes, I found the truth.
After all this time, I found you.
True love is a golden ring.
Like the vows we made, it's a precious thing.
Sent from above on silver wings.
True love is a golden ring.
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 True love. True love is a golden ring.
I encourage you to get there, you know.
Each of those lines going back and forth across the Solent. It's fantastic, isn't it, this technology? Instant. Quicker than fairies.
Well, there we go.
Thank you very much, the pair of you. Always a delight. And we've just got Alan.
Oh, we're scraping the old barrel again. John will be pleased to know I'm using this electronic device again tonight, John.
Oh,
you can have a little look at that. When we meet face to face, I'll give you a go of it, lad. Give you a go of it.
It looks horrendous.
No, it's not. It's easy peasy. It's everybody will be playing them soon. It's a thing called a Suzuki Q chord, and it's an electronic auto harp. And, but more to the point, you'll notice I have readers on. That's because I got the worms in front of me, the words, and it's a song which the tune is from Tennyson's Crossing the Bar, the tune that's used for that song, and it's some words that B sent to me. She's very shy about her obvious talents, and she sent these words to me and said, can you put it to that tune? And so I've done my best with it, so we'll give it a go and we'll see what happens. But the words are B's, and although it's a bit sad in places, it does come out on a very positive note. I'm pleased.
Shall we give B a clap?
Oh, well, wait and see what it sounds like, I guess.
All right.
Oh no, the words are faultless. The performance might be knacky. We don't know, do we? Anyway, I'll go for it. Here we go. It's called Sunrise and Clear Skies. Sunrise and clear skies fill our hearts with hope. No point in trying to ask why as we climb back up the slope. As we climb back up the slope. As we climb back up the slope, no point in trying to ask why. As we climb back up the slope. A peaceful dawn with bright bird song we surely can't resist, and all that sorrow and all that wrong will fade into the mist, will fade into the mist, will fade into the mist, and all that sorrow and all that wrong will fade into the mist. The starlit night and the icy moon, as we lie down to sleep, reminds us of all that's past, so many lost too soon. And we lie down and weep, and we lie down and weep, we lie down and weep, reminds us of all that's past, so many lost too soon. As we lie down and weep. But when we rise to this brand new day and dare to look ahead, we must not forget that we must also tread that bleak and deathly way, that bleak and deathly way, that bleak and deathly way. We must not forget that we must also tread that bleak and deathly way. And now the day, and now's the hour to live and love once more. And though we grieve, we must believe that life's a precious flower. That life's a precious flower. Life's a precious flower. And although we grieve, we must believe life's a precious flower. Although we grieve, we must believe that life's a precious flower, a precious flower, a precious flower.
Well done, B. Well done.
Lovely, B. Lovely, B. And Alan, well translated.
Lovely words. If you get words like that, you can't go wrong, can you?
Splendid.
Delightful working that up. So thanks. Yeah.
Right, take a bow, B. Come on, take a bow. Don't be shy. Don't hide.
Take a bow. You certainly deserve it.
Well, B said.
And so does Alan. He's
B said.
Lovely tune.
B said that she doesn't like to rework her words. It really is the flow that just comes when the muse comes across. It's the words that come out from somewhere, and I'm very grateful that you sent them to us. Anyway,
lovely.
Diolch yn fawr, Alan.
Right, okay, that's got us to the halfway stage. We're really busy tonight. Linda's just gone, she's got to work, and I think Dave says he can't stop till the end. So if I chop myself out, we can get through probably, we've gone over a bit, but yeah, we'll get through everybody, and you're not going to miss me. So we will start again with Mr. Mike Hawkins.
Oh, hiya.
That took you by surprise, Mike, didn't it?
Yeah, it came a bit quicker than I expected. This song's another unaccompanied one. It's a Nick Jones song off Penguin Eggs called Kennedy I.O. It's of a fair and handsome girl, all in her tender years. She fell in love with a sailor boy, it's true that she loved him well. For to go to sea with him like she did not know how. She longed to see that seaport town called Kennedy I.O. So she bargained with a sailor boy, all for a piece of gold. Straightway he took her right down into the hold, saying, I'll dress you all in sailor's clothes, your jacket shall be blue, and you will see that seaport town called Kennedy I.O. Now when the other sailors heard the news, they soon fell in a rage, and with the whole ship's company they were ready to engage, saying, tie her hands and feet, me boys, overboard we'll throw her, she'll never see that seaport town called Kennedy I.O. Now when the captain heard the news, he too fell in a rage, and with the whole ship's company he was willing to engage, saying, we'll keep her in her sailor's clothes, her collar shall be blue, and she will see that seaport town called Canada-io. Now when that ship reached Canada, 'twas scarcely half a year. She was married to the bold captain, and he called her his dear. She's wearing silks and satins now, and she cuts a gallant show, and she's the finest lady in Canada-io. So come all you fair and handsome girls, wheresoever you may be, I'd have you follow your own true love if he goes out on the sea. If your sailor he proves false to you, the captain he might prove true. You see the honour I have gained by the wearing of the blue. You see the honour I have gained by the wearing of the blue.
Yeah.
Penguin eggs you mentioned, Mike. Have you ever sung a song off that before? I think you've mentioned it once or twice.
I've toyed with it, yeah.
Somebody brought up that record last week and may have just sung a song off of that, and that was the first I'd heard of Nick Jones. So I listened to Penguin Eggs 2 or 3 times this week. What a great record, and that's the first track on the record.
Yeah.
Don't start doing any.
Done. And your intonation's amazing. You played it in the key of A. You sang. I could play along with you because you sang in the key of A for some reason. You picked an actual note. A440.
It was a total accident.
There's a first time for everything.
Sing notes normally.
Don't start doing any songs from Penguin Eggs, Rich, otherwise you wipe out 90% of Mike's repertoire.
No, I wasn't going to do that, but I was great to hear that song. This is one of the great things about these open mics, especially when you do them with people in other places. You can hear songs that are familiar to other people that you've never heard of, and it's amazing. It's great, you know.
Yeah, well, let's see what you've got then, Rich.
Okay.
Can I just apologise if anybody got disturbed, but the dog was barking.
Well, this is not a proper song.
That was a bit rough,
But
isn't it?
But it's based on a proper song, I guess. There's a songwriter you probably all know called Gordon Lightfoot. And in the early 1960s, he wrote a song called That's What You Get for Loving Me, which was a big hit for Peter, Paul, and Mary. Maybe you know that song. This is kind of my version of it. It's called Girls Go for Arseholes. Let me start by saying I'm a liar. Can't say how much of this is true, but if it makes things any better, I swear by the copper in my tattoo, and you will watch me steal your heart. Watch me drop it at my feet. Watch me brush away your tears. Then go watch me skipping down the street. You cry out you've been martyred. Yeah, hell, we've all had brighter days. You ask yourself, are we all like this? Go on, ask me, will I change my ways? and don't bother me for reasons. See the reasons, well, they sleep behind your eyes. They set your head is swimming. They wrestle Jove between your thighs, and there are those whose dreams ache to fondle the blackest heart. They know their love will uncorrupted. They make me laugh until I fart. Did I tell you that I loved you? I wouldn't wonder if it's true. But if I can't be honest with myself, babe, at least I still can lie to you. And don't cry out, you've been cheated. The vulture is circling today. And those who cry the loudest that they've been taken always return to play. Let me start by saying I'm a liar.
Fantastic.
That's super.
There's a little bit by surprise with the ending there, Rich.
Do you do any Tom Lehrer, Rich?
I love Tom Lehrer. He's one of my major influences. Actually, there's a, I don't know, station. One of the stations in England that plays my music is called Marlow FM. Is doing this thing called Musical Milestones, where they get songwriters to come in and talk about things that influence them. And I actually have done just recorded that with my friend Paul Mansell, who's the red DJ there. And so that's supposed to broadcast like the beginning of May. And Tom Lehrer is one of the artists on that we talk about. Yeah, I mean, I learned. It would take me hours to talk about Tom Lehrer and where I came by him, but major influence on me.
Okay.
Right, have you got anything for us, David?
No, not at the moment.
That's okay. I'm not going to press you because we're short on time.
Why not?
Well, there you are. Done you a favour then. See,
Alan.
No, I could give. Alan asked for this one. When I first joined out, it was John of Dreams. Yeah, but I've had a bit of wine, so I might get it wrong. I always get it wrong anyway. This is, I think it's written by Bill Caddick, I think.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll give it a go. I'll do it on my baritone guitar to drop the tone a little bit. So. When midnight comes and people homeward tread, seek out your blanket and your feather bed. Here comes a rover, his journey over. Yield up the darkness to old John of Dreams. Yield up the darkness to old John of Dreams. Across the hill the sun has gone astray. Tomorrow's cares are many dreams away. Your stars are flying, your candles dying. Yield up the nighttime to old John of Dreams. Yield up the nighttime to old John of dreams. Both man and master in the night are one. Some things are equal when the day is done. The prince, the ploughman, the slave, the free man, all find their comfort in old John of dreams. All find their comfort in old John of dreams. When sleep it comes and dreams are running clear, the hawks of morning cannot find you here. Sleep is a river, flows on forever, and for your boatman choose old John of dreams. And for your boatman choose old John of dreams. Sleep is a river, flows on forever, and for your boatman choose old John of dreams. And for your boatman choose old John of dreams. John of dreams, John of dreams.
Yay!
That was half reasonable, Alan.
Yeah, just about half reasonable. Yeah.
Don't listen. That was excellent. Al, don't listen to him.
Bottle of Melbic. It's not bad on a bottle of Melbic, is it?
Well, it's chosen well.
Well done, that man.
Yeah.
A bottle of Malbec, and I'm.
Yeah, Nick Clapton is the best version for me, anyway.
Hang on, that was very good, mate. That was really good. There's some good and sing it down in Norfolk. That was very good. I don't know she's them, because that was good.
Thank you very much. You're so too kind.
Not kind. Good.
Okay, moving very quickly on. I'm sorry there's a lot of people we haven't had a chance to talk to anything tonight, but we're just a bit stuck for time. So, John and Carol.
Okay, it's Carol's birthday next Tuesday.
I'm not buying her a bloody present, I'll tell you
And
that.
it brings her up to the same age as me. There's 17 days between us, and Alan mentioned this song last week briefly, and so I thought, well, why not? This is my gift to you, I hope you like it. This is my song for you, I hope you'll take it. It's born of the love that I have for you, born of a love that's oh so true, and it's written to say that I love you forever. And the power of love will raise the sun, another day will brightly come. We can dance and have some fun until the evening, and the moon and stars will shine at night, and I will kiss and hold you tight, and we'll make love all through the night till the morning. That's what it was when we were younger, but in reality it's more like I will kiss and hold you tight, I will snore right through the night until the morning. This is my gift to you, I hope you like it. this is my song for you. I hope you'll take it. Born of the love that I have for you. Born of a love that's oh so true. Written to say that I love you till the morning.
Oh. We've had passion, we've had sensitivity, and now we've got unadulterated true love. Just oh, lovely. Watching Carol's face in that one is a delight.
Getting the blue, she's getting the blue pills out.
Oh, oh my goodness.
Oh, she doesn't need those.
Yes. Carol, you're quite happy for him to snore all night, aren't you, love?
Oh.
Oh dear.
Okay.
You're red, Carol. She's gone really red.
It's warm in here. First time round, Rick mentioned his imaginary job as a tightrope walker.
Oh, yeah. Hey, look at no! Don't you do that for him? Oh, hey, I'm off.
I've got a birthday song for you. I'll play later.
So, this is my poem called "The Tightrope Walker." You came with the circus into town, with the jugglers, acrobats and the clown, to walk the high wire every night. You gave our hearts such a fright. But for now you've taken your final bow, performed the last act of the last show. So let us dance before we homeward go, for tomorrow's a brand new day. So lead me onto the dance floor, let us twist and turn once more, but let it linger on and on, for tomorrow you're moving on to another town, another show, another dance, another bow. But let us live for here and now, for tomorrow's a brand new day. Thank you.
Oh, lovely. That reminds me of Jez Lowe's song, The Brocky Lads, one I should resurrect. A smashing song. In fact, I reckon Brian and Sue could do The Brocky Lads very, very well. There's a recommendation. If you need new material.
No, they're learning Sally Wheatley, I'm sorry.
Oh, they are, sorry, their homework is Sally Wheatley at the moment. Yeah.
Oh, great. Before we go to Gaffer, I was hoping to put the club chairman on tonight to do a spot, Mr. Andrew Pritchard, because last night, Andrew always says, oh, I can't sing, and last night at our quiz, he sang a selection from the musicals. So I know he always says, oh, I can't sing. Last night he proved he can't sing.
Well, I'm good at that too.
Gaffer.
There's me unmuted. Now, we don't generally do a lot to celebrate St. George's Day in Cornwall. And if we found somebody who was so impertinent as to slay a dragon, we'd look on him with some sort of contempt. Shout, that's a tiddler, and you ought to chuck him back in.
Hey, yes.
About a relative of mine, quite a distant relative, on the father's mother's side, and he had a reputation as a poacher. I don't think that was fair. He used to rescue fish who had been stunned by explosions caused by gelignite, supplied to him by quarrymen in exchange for fish. A closed ecosystem, you see. It worked ever so well indeed. But the biggest thing he ever got was a whale, because it got washed up on his front lawn and he put it out of his misery. But it caused a constitutional crisis because he owned the lawn and his tail was in the river, and the Duke of Cornwall, Prince Charles, had the fishing rights in the river. And in between, because it was tidal, was the foreshore, and Prince Charles's mother had the rights to the foreshore. So there was all arguing about who owned this here whale. And as you probably know, that lawyers move more slowly than whales can decompose. And so the legal position evolved as time went on. Let's have a go. It's got a chorus, but as we're a bit pushed for time, I'll leave the chorus out. One day Bill woke up to a cry from his garden, a pitiful sigh. As he pulled up the blind, well now what should he find? Looking in but a bloody great eye. At which voice poor Billy did think he'd nip into the lounge for a drink. But what should he spy but the opposite eye as he gave his poor missus a wink. So off to the pantry he sped with a shotgun from under the bed. For Bill did surmise in between the two eyes he'd a fair chance of finding a head. Now Billy he couldn't keep still till he went to examine his kill. 'Twas a bloody great whale, 40 foot head to tail, and it flabbergasted poor old Bill. Bill said, we're both wealthy, my dear, on account of this animal here. There's more meat on this brute than a poacher could shoot in the whole of his poaching career. But at that point the doorbell it rung. 'Twas a couple of visitors come. On what's left of the lawn stood the heir to the throne, and behind him stood standing his mum. Said the heir unto the throne, fishing rights in the foy I do own. My lawyers all think as its tail's in the drink, that it's my whale and my whale alone. Then up piped Her Majesty, that creature belongs unto me. You'll observe its backsides between high and low tides, and the foreshore is crown property. Now the pace of the lawyers was such that before they decided on much, there came a strange smell, just a hint of Chanel, more a honk like a fish gutter's crutch. Said Bill, I'm a fair man and so my rights I'm prepared to forego. So if you two toffs care to both bugger off, you can take your damn whale when you go. Then Charlie blurted out that in view of the level of doubt, my lawyers agreed that they will not proceed, and he ran away pinching his snout. Said Her Majesty the Queen, common sense should reign supreme. My claim I renounce, you can keep every ounce. And she buggered off quick from the scene. Now as arbitration did loom, there descended a feeling of gloom, till a ruling arrived from the whale who contrived to explode with a deafening boom. Now old Cornwall got shares of the whale. Even Devon got parts of his tail. His blubber is splashed from Penzance to Saltash, and his blowhole was blasted to hail, with his head in the garden, his bum on the beach, and out in the water his tail. Didn't poor Penpole Creek have a turbulent week? The week that Bill Wade shot the whale. That's nearly a true story, that.
You deliberately leave out that one about the heir to the throne being the Prince of Wales.
He's Duke of Cornwall, boy. He ain't none of you lot.
I stuck my film into boat And I'm still waiting for me Prince of Wales. But
No, we don't want bugger.
Oh, yes.
It gets worse every week.
Come on, Johnny. Put it together. It's deteriorating here.
Yeah, it's going right down.
Where in Cornwall are you, though?
Brian and
Gaffer,
Sue,
Gaffer,
come
where
on.
in Cornwall are you from?
Brian and Sue will sort us out.
Yeah.
We'll try.
Where do we start?
We do a lot of, no, we don't do a lot. We like a lot of Eva Cassidy songs, and this is probably our favourite one. You all know it, you'll have heard it umpteen times.
So join in.
Autumn Leaves.
The falling leaves drift by my window, falling leaves of red and gold. I see on lips the summer kisses, the sunburned hands I used to hold. Since you went away, the days grow long, and soon I'll hear old winter's song. But I miss you most of all, my darling. When autumn leaves start to fall. start to fall.
Whoa! Woo!
Sounds of
Thank you.
Oh, everybody was spellbound there. That was absolutely lovely. Thank you ever so much. That was lovely.
Thanks.
A song for spring. Was that a song for spring?
Sort of.
Yeah, original.
Lovely. You seem to. I don't know what it is about your guitar style, Brian. You just seem to have. I won't say all the time in the world. You just seem to just get close to that instrument, and it's lovely sound. And Sue, oh, lovely singing over the
Come
top.
on, don't big them up anymore.
No.
We've had enough.
No, they're from the north. They need bigging up. It's these southerners we got problems with, like this next bloke.
Look at you.
Right, Terry.
Right. That's lovely, yes. You should hear Sue singing My Old Man's a Dustman. It's an absolute killer, I tell you. That's the one.
That was my Woody Guthrie song from a fortnight ago that I didn't get to do.
I remember. I look forward to hearing that another time. Right, a quick blues. Yes, just a quick blues song. Well, now champagne don't drive me crazy, cocaine don't make me lazy, but it ain't nobody's business what I do. Well, now candy is dandy, but liquor is quicker. You can drink all the liquor down in Costa Rica, but it ain't nobody's business what I do. I might go to church on Sunday, even go to work on Monday. Ain't nobody's business what I do. When I do what you want, you can do what you want to. Do what you want to, what you do, but it ain't nobody's business what I do. Well, now some of these gals, real fine gals, go stepping downtown just to hang around, so the fellas can say, but ain't she sweet, and champagne don't drive me crazy, cocaine don't make me lazy, but it ain't nobody's business what I do. Some of these gals, real fine gals, will go stepping downtown just to hang around, so the fellas can say, ooh, and ain't she sweet, and you got a girl that you love on Sunday. You go out and get another on Monday, ain't nobody's business what I do. Well, you can do what you want, and you can do it when you want to. It don't matter to me what you do, because it ain't nobody's business what I do. Champagne don't drive me crazy, cocaine don't make me lazy, but it ain't nobody's business what I do. Well, now candy is dandy, but liquor is quicker. You can drink all the liquor down in Costa Rica, but it ain't nobody's business. Ain't nobody's business. Ain't nobody's business what I do.
Yay!
Oh yeah!
But you're doing your Eric Bibb again, aren't you? Hey.
Too many notes.
Was that a proper song? Or one you wrote yourself?
No, it's an old blues song.
It's a proper song then.
A proper song, yes, not homemade.
No, it's too good a voice.
That's fabulous.
Fabulous.
Well, somebody said that to Mozart.
Helen was getting on down there.
Oh,
really
bless her.
Zigging away.
She needs to save some of that energy.
It's all that caviar.
Okay.
Oh.
Yep, go on. We're short.
Yeah. Go on.
We've also got a sort of a remaindered song from the happiness theme. So as it's sort of past its sell-by date, we'll do it for half price. How about that?
Happiness, happiness, the greatest gift that we possess. We thank the Lord that we've been blessed with more than our share of happiness. To us this world is a wonderful place. We're the luckiest humans in the human race. We've got no silver, we've got no gold, but we've got happiness in our soul. Happiness to us is an ocean tide, a sunset fading on a mountainside, a big old heaven full of stars above, when we're in the arms of the one we love. Happiness, happiness, the greatest gift that we possess. We thank the Lord that we've been blessed with more than our share of happiness. Happiness is a field of grain, turning its face to the falling rain. We see it in the sunshine, breathe it in the rain. Happiness, happiness everywhere. Wise old man told us one time, happiness is a frame of mind. When you go measuring our success, don't count our money, count our happiness. Oh, happiness, happiness, the greatest gift that we possess. We thank the Lord that we've been blessed with more than our share of happiness. Happiness, happiness, the greatest gift that we possess. We thank the Lord that we've been blessed with more than our share of happiness. We got more than our share of happiness.
Bravo! Woohoo!
There we go, a Ken Dodd song. Never had any Ken Dodd songs here before.
You have to learn one, John. Increase your repertoire, mate.
Folk is a very widely defined term, isn't it?
Yes.
Andy.
Okay. My singing partner's gone, but I've got an equally better substitute, so Izzy is going to sing the chorus in this next song. The song is called Poor Poor Jane, and the chorus goes, Izzy.
I'm listening.
And the rest of you, just in case you want to join in as well, if Izzy doesn't do it well enough.
Which is a possibility.
Poor, poor Jane, poor, poor Jane, poor, poor Jane.
Poor, poor Jane.
Brilliant.
Will I
Harmonies.
do you? Right, there you go.
We'll do it together, and it doesn't matter that they don't hear it together. It all gels anyway.
Whatever you want.
So we'll start with the chorus again, then I'll tell you the story of Jane.
Okay.
Poor, poor Jane, poor, poor Jane, poor, poor Jane, poor, poor Jane. Now this is the story of Jane, who tried again and again to find true love at a dance hall, but true love never quite came. Around the floor she would dance in the hope a boy would advance, but no one ever came near her, no one gave her a glance. In the hope that somebody might, she became a familiar sight on the floor of the dance hall every Saturday night. Poor,
poor Jane, poor Jane,
poor
Jane, poor
Jane. And then one day appeared Greg, who was blessed with only one leg. So though he loved to dance reggae, Greg could only dance reg. Jane was the girl he would choose, and he went and gave her the news. I lost my leg as a kid, and a leg ain't a nice thing to lose. They danced all over the place, it was more like a three-legged race. And then at the end of the dance, he invited her back to his place.
Poor Jane, poor Jane, poor Jane, poor Jane.
Now the idea wasn't that bad, it was the only offer she had. And Greg had a chance to get over the only leg that he had. She thought of a kiss, but instead he took the wig off his head. He rolled it up and he placed it on the chair at the side of the bed. And then the teeth he took out in a glass started swimming about. And when he took out his glass eye, Jane knew true love was in doubt.
Poor Jane, poor Jane, poor Jane, poor Jane.
So Jane, she slept on a chair, there was more of Gregory there. There she could look at his smile and stroke his beautiful hair. Next morning Gregory said, I'll bring you breakfast in bed. But she couldn't get over the glass eye that rolled straight under the bed. Then in the breakfast came, and the fried egg winked at Jane. And that was the day she decided she'd never eat sausage again. Poor Jane, poor Jane,
poor Jane, poor Jane.
Everybody unmute and do this chorus with easy, come on.
Yeah, go on.
Poor Jane, poor Jane,
Poor Jane,
poor
Yourselves a clap.
Like a bloody flock of chickens.
Well, all I can say is you sounded much better than
incredible.
the rest of them, I can assure
Did I,
you.
love? Thank you so
Yeah,
much,
yeah.
Andy.
Thank you for singing.
Like a bunch of Muppets. You look like a bunch of
You
Muppets.
will put us in these boxes.
You're one of them.
What I could do is ask you to translate, interpret the last line, because I've never understood it. The last line is, that was the day she decided she'd never eat sausage again. I just don't understand that line. Does
Maybe
anybody-
she's gone off pork sausage. I don't know. Perhaps she fancies chipolata.
Thank you.
Great, thanks, Andy.
Izzy, you've
Always
embarrassed
entertaining.
yourself.
Gwyn.
Say again, John. I missed that, love. Sorry.
I said, you've embarrassed yourself, love. I could tell by the look on your face.
You've got to be joking.
No, I don't think so.
Me neither, John.
I just want to mention that Linda McCartney makes very good sausages too.
Oh, yes, of course.
Shut up, let's hear from Gwyn. You need to unmute yourself, Gwyn.
Wakey, wakey.
There we go. It does help. The family have moved in. My son and his family have come back home, which is a bit traumatic. There's a lad aged 10, there's a lad aged 7, and a lad aged 4 running wild around the house now. And it inspired me to remember this song, Sleepy-Eyed Boy. Boys of that age have a certain look around their eyes, which is innocence, I suppose. And this is a John Prine song called Sleepy-Eyed Boy. Where are the bootstraps to lift myself up? Where is the well that I once filled my cup? Where does the sorrow all turn into joy? Where, oh, where is my sleepy-eyed boy? Where is my true love when the wind starts to moan? She out in the wild, is she there all alone? I cast her aside like an unwanted toy. Where, oh, where is my sleepy-eyed boy? He's going down the back road in the cold pouring rain, waiting for a postcard from the south coast of Spain. Postmarked from a sweetheart back in old Illinois, where oh, where is my sleepy-eyed boy? Where oh, where is my sleepy-eyed boy? They'll be up at about 7 o'clock tomorrow morning wanting me to play cards with them. That's what they'll do.
Quite right. The Lletchwyd Tide.
Yeah, I'm haunted, Alan, by the tide.
Tide.
Yes, you do get tied down when you become one.
Yes, you bloody hell, you're damn right. Yes, you do.
You love it, really. You know.
Of course he does.
Yes, yeah. You think of yourself and you remember your tide doing things for you. As you were saying earlier on, you remember, and I found myself doing things. I was walking across the yard and I turned to the middle one, Rhys, and Rhys Abyss, which is Rhys hold my finger. And I did it automatically and I didn't have a clue where it came from, and I suddenly remembered that was my granddad doing that.
Wow.
Yeah, it's the way it works.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you.
Thank you, Gwyn.
Who knows where the time goes?
Who knows?
Yeah.
Ryan.
Okay, this is a song by John Kirkpatrick called St. George. Now on my breast a red, red rose, the flower of old England, wherever she grows. Now I am St. George, and I'm a champion bold, and over old England my flag I'll unfold. My sword fights for justice, with truth for my shield, and when I come riding I never shall yield. And on my breast a red, red rose, the flower of old England, wherever she grows. With courage and valour I act out my days. I seek for no honour, and I ask for no praise. My only desire is to handle the sword, and that England may flourish is all my reward. And on my breast a red, red rose, the flower of old England, wherever she grows. I fought with the dragon and brought him to shame. I was killed 7 times, but I still fought again. I was killed 7 times, but it did me no ill. If the battle be true, then I'll fight again still. And on my breast a red, red rose, the flower of old England, wherever she grows. In the cause of all freedom my banner shall wave. The oppressed and downtrodden my sword it will save. In the righting of wrongs I never shall tire. That the weak become strong is all my desire. And on my breast a red, red rose, the flower of old England, wherever she grows. I'll watch over your horses and your house and your land, and if you have none still, your friend I will stand. I'll strengthen your courage for all you hold dear, to vanquish all doubts and banish all fear. And on my breast a red, red rose, the flower of old England, wherever she grows. Now be sure in your heart if you call on my name, for I fight with the fury of fire and flame. Any lies or deceit to a cinder I'll burn, and once you invoke me, I never shall turn. And on my breast a red, red rose, the flower of old England, wherever she grows. For I have the power to pierce to the heart. I strike like the lightning, and I can tear you apart. On hoofbeats of thunder over England I'll ride. What foe can defy you with me by your side? And on my breast a red, red rose, the flower of old England, wherever she grows. St. George. You back to my starting days, that one, and all the parades and whatever.
Right, thank you, Wayne. Oh, I see Alan has got his instrument of
I
pleasure
have.
to himself.
Of choice. I was trying to play along there, muted, of course, as I would be. And
I had to mute
found
you. You weren't bloody muted, Alan. I had
was
to
I
mute
not?
you.
Oh, bugger.
I muted you before you started playing, so don't worry.
Well, thank you very much, because I was in the key of various keys of F sharp major, G major, and finishing in A flat major. So quite a tag. Good job, Brian. Thank you very much. So we have a song with a jolly tune, but a very sad story. It's called 70. And for all of you who are over 70, good luck to you. I'm hanging on. Here's the chorus. And it's 70, boys and men, lost from Grimsby town. From Yarmouth town to Scarborough, many hundreds more were drowned. Our herring craft, our trawlers, our fishing smacks as well. They long defied the bitter night and battled with the swell. Methinks I see a host of craft spreading their sails with ease, as down the Humber they all glide, bound for the northern seas. Methinks I see on each small craft a crew with hearts so brave, going out to earn their daily bread upon the restless wave. And it's 70, boys and men, lost from Grimsby town. From Yarmouth town to Scarborough, many hundreds more were drowned. Our herring craft, our trawlers, our fishing smacks as well, they long defied the bitter night and battled with the swell. Methinks I see them yet again as they leave the land behind, casting their nets into the sea, the herring shoals to find. Methinks I see on each small craft a crew with hearts so brave, going out to earn their daily bread upon the restless wave. And it's 70, boys and men, lost from Grimsby town. From Yarmouth town to Scarborough, many hundreds more were drowned. Our herring craft, our trawlers, our fishing smacks as well, they long defied the bitter night and battled with the swell. October's night brought such a sight you've never seen before. There were masts and yards and broken spars cast upon the shore. There was many a heart of sorrow, there was many a heart so brave. There was many a fine and hearty lad did find a watery grave, and its 70 boys and men were lost from Grimsby town. From Yarmouth town to Scarborough, many hundreds more were drowned. Our herring craft, our trawlers, our fishing smacks as well, they long defied the bitter night and battled with the swell. And they long defied the bitter night and battled with the swell.
Amen.
Monkey roll.
I like Nevin and Biff.
Love that song.
I thought you were
Has
losing.
both the good manners and the breeding to end the evening in G. Thank you, Alan.
It used to be the key of life. I seem to be gravitating towards E major nowadays. Terrible thing.
There's words for people like you.
Down.
What's that, Gav?
It's a funny song because it's such a jolly tune.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
And you think if there's it's such a sad story. 1793 apparently, and it wasn't October as the third verse says. It was February 1793, and it was a hell of and the words came from a broadsheet written by a sailor in Yarmouth, who wrote the words, put them on a broadsheet to sell them to support the families of the sailor. Oh, I'm going to well up now. I'm going to well up.
Right, before you break down, we've had another lovely night. Thanks to everyone who's turned up from far and near.
Right.
And you had the extra bonus of only having to listen to one from me.
Well, that was a bugger, John.
Three next week from you, John, I reckon.
Right, okay, so we're winding up. I've got to write the blog tomorrow.
Oh, aye.
I've got to go to work.
Good night, everyone.
Okay,
Good night, God bless. Good night.
See you next week or in a fortnight or whatever.
Tataruan. Tantronessa. Tata. That's it. We're gone. Have you stopped it, John? Have you stopped the recording? No, you bloody haven't, have you?
Cool amateur.
Yeah. Tataruan.
Tata.